Sorry about that, my camera cut off. I was at about 20 minutes. I'll talk for another maybe 18 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm done here, guys. Part 2. We don't make long videos anymore. No, I don't. I told you guys, I don't care about this channel. I don't get paid for this shit. I'll make my next video probably Sunday. I made one Tuesday. I'll make one. I made one today, Thursday. I'll make my next video probably Sunday for you guys. But I'm not doing the 2, 3, 4 videos every day anymore. No, I only do one video now. I'm not gonna have you guys do like that, man. I don't get paid for this. You out here watch myself and get reserved. There you go. If you're pissed off that Ivan's on how many videos every day, it's your fault. Don't hate him. You reap what you sow, right? Like Jesus said in the Bible. You reap what you sow. Yeah. So you think Peter? Yeah, you think Peter Jackson will most likely have a better idea for the world building, whereas Mel Gibson might have better ideas for the horror of the wolves than Peter does. Whereas Mel Gibson might not be as good for the world building, but if John and Ali are going to be creating the concept art pictures. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about Gibson. Mel Gibson, I don't want Xanus to be like your Passion of the Christ or your Braveheart, right? That has more of that historical look. No, the ancient time look. No, it's a fantasy world like Lord of the Rings. I wanted something like Lord of the Rings, except the world looks different, obviously. It's a fantasy world. So it's not like Passion of the Christ. No, it's like Lord of the Rings. That's the more accurate look of Xanus. Because Xanus is a fantasy novel. You guys understand? Xanus is a fantasy novel, obviously. Xanus is a fantasy novel. You guys understand? Yeah, I was just saying, yeah. It's a fantasy novel, Xanus. That's my point, right? Xanus is a fantasy novel. Xanus is a fantasy novel. Alright, well, Peter Jackson will lose more money. Yeah, he's greedy, man. Can I get a nice, like, $1 million of that? I'm like, no, Peter, you get 850, so I'll be greedy. Mel might want more money, too. Can I get a nice, like, $500? I'm like, no, Mel. 70 million is enough for you. This is more than what you make in Hollywood. I want to pay more money, guys. You guys are greedy. Your agents and managers are greedy, honestly. Mel signed a $550 million deal. Peter Jackson signed his $1.3 billion deal Canadian, which is like $1.6 billion is New Zealand money. That's enough money for Peter. I'm not paying more money. Peter's like, Ivan, I'm just messing with you, man. It's not money for me, man. I want a bit more of that, Ivan. I'm like, I know, Peter, you're greedy, but I'm not paying more money. Ivan, it's a deal. This is way more than what I made for The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings combined, Ivan. I know, Peter. This is more than what you made for The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings combined. Obviously. Yeah. He signed a $1.6 billion deal, Peter. That's a huge deal. $800 million in his bank after taxes, man. He was like, holy shit, Ivan, that's a lot of gold, Ivan. I know, Peter, are you happy with this contract? Yeah, I'm happy with that contract. He's like, sign me up, man. No, I said, I can't wait for this movie. I know, Peter. And you have to work hard, Ivan. I'll work my ass off for you, boss. I want you working harder for me than you do Lord of the Rings. He's like, Ivan, are you kidding me? I want to work way harder for you than I do Lord of the Rings. Fuck you, lying, Ivan. They pay me shittier money, less money, and they gave me a shitty budget, Ivan. Yeah. But you might tell me that, yeah, man, like, New Line gave me a shitty $9 million budget for Lord of the Rings, Ivan. You gave me an unlimited $3 billion budget for the 3 movies. Yeah. I have a name for Volume 3. The name for Volume 3 is War in the North. That's my idea for the title of Volume 3, but I don't have a good title for Volume 1 and 2. Volume 3, War in the North. That's my idea for the title. War in the North. That's a good title for Volume 3. War in the North. They made a Lord of the Rings game called War in the North. I went online, the title is not copyrighted. So I can call Volume 3, Last of Xanus, War in the North. But I have to come up with a good name for Volume 1 and Volume 2, which I don't have right now. I don't have a good idea for a name for Volume 1 and 2 right now. But Volume 3, War in the North. Peter's like, yeah, that's a good title for Volume 3. War in the North. But yeah, Peter, War in the North is a good title for Volume 3, obviously. Sarah. Yeah. War in the North. I will. Peter work harder for you than he did. You're like, yeah, he will. The only difference is now he's older. He's in his 70s. The work is tougher on his body, but he's working harder for me than he even did for Lord. You see him like he's working so hard, Peter, or Mel Gibson, because I paid them a lot of money more than what they're making in Hollywood, and I gave them out of the budget. I saved their ass, and they're going to work hard for me. They know it's an Ivan movie, They know what the fuck about movie. They work really hard. When you see Peter where he's working, you guys are shocked. Holy shit, man! Peter Jackson's working hard, man. He's helping out Ivan with the screenplay, the concept arts. He's helping Ivan keeping track of the budget. When production starts, he's working hard. We get him on tour directing everyone. He's working really hard. Yeah, he's working really hard because I paid him a lot of money, more than what he makes in Hollywood. I gave him all in the budget, and I saved his ass too. He's saved. He's not left behind, right? I saved his ass, Peter. Yeah. He's working hard. Yeah. But the work is a bit tougher on his body because he's not as young as he was in Lord of the Rings. In Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson was in his late 30s, early 40s when he directed the movie. And now he's in his 70s, so he's older. So the workload is a bit tougher on his body, but he's still working hard. Because I paid Peter the big bucks, and Peter Jackson's getting paid. That's why he's working hard. Yeah, I'm going to get my fat checks. I'm going to work hard for Ivan. He works hard, obviously. Peter Jackson works hard. Sarah. All the Hollywood actors work hard because I'm paying a lot of money, man. Yeah. John's making like his 9.3 million. Avanjo is making his 4 million. Making 9 million, 4 million for, I don't know, 10 months of work is a nice paycheck, man. They're getting millions in their bank. I know we're hard for me, all those Hollywood actors. Will Peter Jackson tell you prepare for the dirty work? Yeah, he will. Mel Gibson will tell me I'm prepared for the dirty work if I choose Mel. Peter Jackson will tell me I'm prepared for the dirty work. Looking at like almost a year of shooting, it's dirty work, Ivan. I worked on the Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. It's a lot of work, Ivan. I'm like, Peter, I know. Don't worry, I'm gonna work hard for hard, man. Everyone works hard because we're all getting paid. Obviously, VJ has to work hard too. She will work hard because Victoria Justice knows we're gonna get our fat checks after production, right? Our merch money, game money, and speaking money if I go speaking, and my film profits, right, for the movie. VJ works hard because me and VJ are gonna make the billions together, right? Because me and VJ, the contracts we signed, it's a dual contract. Like both me and VJ signed the contract. Her money's my money's her money. That's how it works, right? Yeah. 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 Will Peter Jackson be prepped? Yeah, he will because he took his notes with Guillermo del Toro. Mel Gibson took his notes with Guillermo del Toro. If I choose Mel, when the production starts, they're all prepped. They're going. They went over all their notes. They have an idea for every scene, so they're not lost. That's why Peter Jackson has to take his notes. Mel Gibson has to take his notes if I choose Mel. You guys have to take your notes if I choose, right? You have to listen to me. I'm the boss over you. Take your fucking notes for each scene, right? That way you're not lost when you direct. And you have the unit teams that are going to help all the directors too. I'll have maybe 3-4 unit teams who are going to be helping Peter and Guillermo del Toro out with the scenes when they direct the movie. Especially the big scenes with the extras. The unit directors will be helping out Peter and the war too. Yeah. Because Iron Man, like I could afford whatever I want to do for the battle scenes of Iron Man. I know Peter. I could afford whatever I want to do for the costumes. We can make upgraded costumes and weapons with this money, man. $250 million for that and the mask. Like we can easily create 100,000 like armored weapons with this kind of money. I know, but they don't have to create that much. For Lord of the Rings, they created 48,000 armor with a small budget like that. $250 million towards all that. They can easily make 60,000. Eriton has a 20,000 army. The Zanes have a 12,500 army. The Bats have like 1,000. So they only have to create like maybe 30 like 5,000 armor, which is less than even Lord of the Rings. And obviously, but because I put more money towards that, they can upgrade it. I can get better material for the weapons and the armor. It's better than even Lord of the Rings. That's my point. The armor looks better than even Lord of the Rings, obviously. And the mask too, like they'll be animal. Yeah. Yeah. That's why Peter Jackson, man, your company blows out of the water, man. You gave me an unlimited budget. I can create the best armored weapons, the best masks, the best costumes. Yeah. Costumes they have to create like I think like 60,000 costumes, which they can pull it off obviously. Lord of the Rings they made 48,000 armor. They can easily people say, yeah, with this budget we can easily create 60,000 costumes for the extras. Easily afford it. Yeah. You have to make costumes for the actors and also the extras. For the extras, you only have to make one costume. For the actors, they're going to be wearing some different clothes in some of the scenes. So you have to create a good maybe 4 or 5 different looks for the costumes for the actors in the movie. Eratel will be wearing costumes too. I don't want Eratel looking naked. No, he wears like a royalty costume too. But he's a devil, like that picture I showed you, right? Yeah. Yeah. He was like, yeah, man, this is going to be better than my Lord of the Rings. Like, I didn't picture that scene. Picture an army the size of my Mordor army in Return of the King, and they march in Safius, and it's empty, and they're devils like that, and Eretaz like there's no trace of your Legend of Safius. You have that access like Prince of Egypt. Like, yeah, but he's like, holy shit, this is going to be better than my Lord of the Rings. I know it's better than Lord of the Rings. This is a masterpiece. I know it's a masterpiece. That was this is a masterpiece. I know that was a masterpiece. If I choose Mel, right? Mel will tell me, "I man, this is deeper than my passion of the Christ." I know, Mel. It's deeper than your passion of the Christ. Looking at an amazing movie. I'm looking at a masterpiece. I know, Mel. Looking at a masterpiece. Some Sarah. Almost in there, guys. All right, you think Xanus will be better than Lord of the Rings? Yes, it will, but you have to do everything right. You don't do everything right, then Xanus might not be better than Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings it's very tough to beat Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. That's a masterpiece. But if you follow the story, you do everything right, and everyone works hard, you get better acting and better work from the Lord of the Rings Hobbit crewmen, it will be better than Lord of the Rings. Not by much, but it'll be better. Xanus is a better story than Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Peter Jackson told me, yeah, even like Takis has a better character arc than Frodo in Lord of the Rings. Yes, he does. Takis has a better character arc than Frodo, who is the main character of Lord of the Rings, pretty much, right? Frodo, obviously. Frodo is like the protagonist of the story. Obviously, even though Return of the King is about Aragorn, it's not about Frodo. That's why I think Return of the King is a bad title for the third book, obviously. Two Towers is also a bad title. The only good title for the Lord of the Rings books is the first one. The Fellowship of the Ring is a good title for the first one, but the Two Towers and Return of the King are not good titles for the story, as that doesn't have much to do with the story. Like Aragorn becoming king and Return of the King is kind of like a subplot of the story. It's not really the main plot of the story. Like all you fans, you guys should say, "Ah, we should just saying, yeah." Obviously, I think the second movie should have been called "The Breaking of the Fellowship." Yeah, that's a good title for the second movie instead of the Two Towers. Obviously. Yeah, bad title for. Sorry, guys, I farted. That's gross. Bad title for the books, but anyways, that's why I have to come up with a good title for my story. I know Volume 3 is a good title, War in the North. War in the North or The Ancestors. The Ancestors is a good title for Volume 3 too, or War in the North. People tell me even War in the North is better than The Ancestors. Yeah, The Ancestors. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. Give me a sec, guys. I have to use the bathroom. Back in a sec. Just give me a bit more upload. guys. Sorry for the long wait. Are you gonna catch your cans live in? No, I'll just touch my savings. I can get a 40 and a 25, and then I'll just put these cans in my. I'll save the cans for a day when I need the money, right? But yeah, next paycheck I'm gonna be serious. This paycheck I'm not gonna touch my savings at all. I'm gonna be very serious, obviously. Like first day I get paid. Tomorrow I'll probably get slices at Bob's. I get paid tomorrow, and that's it. And Sunday I get paid at Dinty's. I might $200. Put 100 of that in my savings. Obviously. Yeah. At least I'm covered medically. I don't have to pay for my medication anymore, so I get free medication. And free dental care, right? That's the good thing about welfare. You make less money, but you're covered medically and dentally now. You collect welfare by the government, the Quebec government, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, I can't wait to read your book. Oh, my book's a masterpiece, man. It's the greatest fantasy novel written. Yeah. Why did you add a few things to your story? Yeah, I did. I tweaked volume 3. I tweaked a little bit, quite a little bit of it. I added stuff to make it, changed a few things, added stuff to make it better. The stiff dialogue area, I fixed it. I polished it up, and I added more scenes in volume 2 when he's like, should his Takis be the prince and son of our blood brother would be helpful, sir. Remember that? I can show you guys that what I changed. I didn't change much, just a little bit of tweaking, but it's better. I can show you that scene that you guys read already. Yeah. Alrighty. Is it better? Yeah, it's better. I'm polishing up, tweaking things to make it a little bit better, right? I'm at 622 pages so far. It'll be like an 800-page book, my book, right? Well, I haven't chose volume 3. No. I'm not showing you volume 3.